vinyl friends and vinyl community, I hope 2021 is going well for you so far. Today I wanted to look at some of my favorite reissues from 2020. Yeah, so last year with the pandemic, a lot of music was held off for quite a long time, and we got to see quite a few reissues, things that people have been craving, at least in my type of music. People have been craving for a while. It finally gotten reissues and represses and things like that. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of look back and see the reissues that I think are some of the better ones that came out in 2020 as we look forward to hopefully some more really cool reissues in 2021. So let's get started here. We'll start with this one here from country music. This is Miranda Lambert, Platinum, one of her best-selling albums. Really was a huge hit for her. Automatic was a big song for her. Little Red Wagon was a big song for her. Just a great album, and it was nice to see that this finally get a reissue, or I don't even know, this might have been the first issue that it had on vinyl. I can't even recall, but it was great to see this come out, and a great album from Miranda Lambert, so really well done on the pressing as well. Also in country, we had Carrie Underwood's very first album, Some Hearts, come out. A really great album. Jesus Take the Wheel was a big hit off of this one. Just a fantastic stuff. Carrie Underwood is a amazing singer, and it's nice to see that this one finally got a vinyl issue as well. I think this was also a first time on vinyl, if I'm not mistaken. So great album. Loved seeing that come out. Prince has been the Prince estate has been on a tear, putting out a ton of great stuff from his back catalog. I'm really looking forward to seeing what comes out next with them. They're really promoting Sign of the Times right now, but there's got to be something really cool coming down the pipeline, and I really hope so, because there's so much stuff that still needs to get released on vinyl that is just not easy to find. But this was cool. This is The Rainbow Children, one of Prince's albums that I think doesn't get enough hype for what it is. It was at a time when he was really delving into religion, particularly his Jehovah's Witness religion, and he wrote a song about a lot of religious stuff in here. But the cool part is it's really jazzy type music, and it's just a really phenomenal album. So Rainbow Children, done really well. This one came on a clear vinyl, and it came with a turntable mat that had all sorts of colors on it, so that when you put the clear vinyl on it, it spun around and made all these like rainbow colors. Really cool packaging, great, really well done. Sounds amazing. So Prince, The Rainbow Children, definitely one of my favorites. How about this one here? Original master recording of Train's Drops of Jupiter. Just a huge album at the time when it came out. I remember we were in college, and this came out, I think, towards the back end of college. I want to say this was 2001, so this is at the back end of college. But Train was big for myself and my wife as it was coming around. So this was really cool to see released by MoFi, and it sounds really good. It's only one disc, which is pretty cool, but it does sound absolutely fantastic. They did an awesome job with this. So Train, Drops of Jupiter, one of the best. Okay, this next one I was really looking forward to for quite some time. I wanted this on vinyl for a while, and when they released the first album on vinyl as a record store release, I thought that hopefully this was coming next, and it was. Collective Soul's self-titled album from 1995. Just one of my favorite Collective Soul, probably my favorite Collective Soul album. I remember when I bought this, I played this so much on car rides to work and things like that. Just one of my favorites. Gel, Where the River Flows, December, Simple, gosh, The World I Know. Just all of these. All in all, this album, I think, top to bottom, is one of their best ever, and super glad to see that this got a vinyl release. Just standard black wax. Good stuff. Of course, everyone agrees with this one. Tom Petty, Wildflowers reissue. I got the 3 LP set that had Tom Petty and all the rest on it. I didn't go big on this because I just don't think I'll listen to any of the live tracks or alternative takes or anything like that on vinyl. much past the first listen, so for my money I just decided to go with this one here, and it's absolutely fantastic. I did have Wildflowers before in the Tom Petty box set, and I believe they use the same masters for this version, so they both sound really good, but I really wanted that third LP with all the rest on it, and it's worth it because it's just fantastic music. So this is how Tom Petty intended Wildflowers to be released, and you can see why. It's just really, really good music and awesome pressing. No surprise on this one either. Paul McCartney's Flaming Pie, half-speed master at Abbey Road, and just sounds absolutely fantastic. My favorite McCartney song is Calico Skies. It is by far my favorite McCartney song, and I couldn't get it on anything vinyl except a live version on the Amoeba show. Otherwise, it's not in any of his greatest hits albums. It's not in anything else. I could never, find it. So finally, to get Flaming Pie with that song on it, and I really like this album as a whole. I think it's a great album. So yeah, super pumped when this came out. Zack Wilde's Book of Shadows, probably his best work post Ozzy, and probably even including Ozzy. Just a really, really awesome album. Very acoustic sounding. There are some definite heavy guitars here and there, but it's mostly a mellow acoustic rock album, and it's really, really good. And this came out towards the end of the year, and it was only 300 pressed, and I jumped on it, and I think I was the last person to get in on it before it sold out. White vinyl, really fantastic. I hope that E1 will reissue this. It sounds amazing. Definitely worth every penny. So, Book of Shadows by Zack Wilde. This was a huge want for people on Record Store Day, and it was one of the few I really wanted to get. This was Space Hogs, a Resident Alien album with the song In the Meantime, which was by far their biggest hit that they had, and just a really, really good album. And it sounds absolutely fantastic. Came on a really cool splatter vinyl, and really well packaged, well put together, and just an awesome album. So great reissue there. Another one that came out this year, Sponge. This is Rotting Pinata, which has the song Rotting Pinata and Plowed on it, which is a big one, and then Molly, which is a big one. 16 Candles is the subtitle of that one. Just a fantastic album from that mid 90s grunge era, and super happy that they put this out. This was an indie exclusive, I believe, that came on the orange yellow splatter white vinyl. Really good sounding album. Long overdue, this finally came out, and super pumped. Alice in Chains Facelift, just an absolutely rockin' record, and this was my introduction to Alice in Chains when I was still in that heavy metal phase of my life, and grunge was ticking me off. This came out, and I was like, whoa, hold the phone. And then when Dirt came out after that, it was like over. I was on the grunge wave at that point, but just a great record. It sounds absolutely killer. They did an awesome job with this reissue. This was a Record Store Day reissue as well. Really well done. Buckcherry, self-titled album, has lit up on it, and yeah, just a really great rock album. Just rock and roll, pure rock and roll, in your face, hard rock. Came on this cool orange splatter vinyl. Just a great sounding record again, and super pumped to have found that. This is from Rocktober, which was delayed due to shipping and pressing issues and all that kind of stuff, but super glad I found a copy. This is Faith No More, and this has the song Epic. The Real Thing is the title, and the song really that got me is this Falling to Pieces. I think I told the story before when I first showed this, but when I was in a band in high school, we had one show that we did at a sad dance, and right before we went on stage, the song Falling to Pieces was playing, and so it always brings me back to that time. We were awful, we played terrible, but fun memory, and yeah, this one always holds it. Yellow vinyl, really cool, great album. Another Record Store Day reissue that was huge and sought after was this one, Nativity in Black. It's a tribute to Black Sabbath with a ton of metal and hard rock artists on here, and I picked this up when it first came out at Best Buy and loved it, and so I was super excited to see that this was getting a vinyl pressing. Super good stuff. So this one I believe is just black. No, this one has a really cool smoky clear vinyl. Some greatest hits packages that were reissued. Guns N' Roses Greatest Hits. Really like this record because it has some stuff that I don't have on vinyl. It's particularly their cover of Sympathy for the Devil, which is a song that really broke up the band. There's a great story on that Slash tells about how Axl made sure that his guy, I think his name was Pete Huge, got on there. Gilby wasn't allowed to play, and a lot of times he had Pete double Slash's guitar solos, which really infuriated Slash, and yeah, really caused the breakup of the band. But it's a really great cover of the song, and I really enjoy it. Plus, it's got some stuff from Spaghetti Incident on here, which is very hard to find on vinyl, and some people love, some people hate. I'm one who loves it. But a really good compilation, really good greatest hits package. This is the Walmart exclusive version, and it comes on this gray with purple and white splatter on it. Well done as well. And one I really was excited about, another Walmart exclusive right now, is Poison's Greatest Hits, 86 to 96. What's cool, comes on the green as well as a yellow, neon yellow vinyl as well. And what's cool about this is it has the two of the Blue Saraceno era songs that would eventually get released around 99 2000 with the Crack a Smile album. But up until that point, this was the only way to get to hear the new Poison, as they would call it, when Richie Kotzen was removed from the band and Blue Saraceno joined the band. And the album took a long time to come out because of legal issues, label issues, Bret Michaels crashing his motorcycle issues, all sorts of things. But the first taste of it was on here. Two songs, Sexual Thing and Lay Your Body Down, were included on this Greatest Hits, and it was really, really good stuff. So super pumped that they reissued that. This one was not really well marketed or talked about when it came out, and I was surprised. I just happened to stumble upon it because someone mentioned it in one of the vinyl groups that it was being released. I looked it up. It was. I saw it on my local store's website, which doesn't really say a whole lot, but I called them up and said, hey, do you have this? And they said, yeah, we got 3 copies, but they all have dings in the corners and stuff. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Can I get one? And so they set one aside. And this is Cinderella's Heartbreak Station. Very difficult album to find. It's just one of those that all the Cinderella albums, you can find them for the most part, except for this one. And now they finally reissued this. A phenomenal sounding album. They did a great job with this. Only limited to 1,000 copies. Only sold at independent record stores. And super pumped to get my hands on this. It's a hard one to find now. And I think the price of this has gone way up, which is ridiculous. But great album, great pressing, super good stuff. All right, getting down to the finals here. This one I waited a long time for, and was super pumped when it was announced. This is Slaughter, Stick It To You, one of my favorite albums from my high school, last years of high school and into college, beginning of college days. I had a friend, and we listened to this album, over and over and over again in our car trips, wherever we went. It was Slaughter, Slaughter, Slaughter. Just phenomenal album. The cover work, the gatefold itself is nice, sturdy, thick, really nice, but the cover work is pixelated, so a little disappointing on that end. But overall, it sounds really good, and they did great pressing. I picked up the red version as well as the gold version. Each copy was limited to 500 copies. I got both. I didn't know which one I wanted. I'll probably end up selling one of these at some point, but they both sound great, and I was lucky because I heard some had issues with their packaging. Mine are both flat and beautiful sounding, so really excited about that. Last but certainly not least, definitely my favorite reissue of the year was Skid Row's Slave to the Grind from Run Out Groove. Just absolutely fantastic packaging, stiff cover, great sound, red vinyl, and yeah, I can't say enough about this reissue. It was done perfect, absolutely perfect. The cover work is beautiful. It's got this gloss cover, like I said, real thick cover, and super pumped about it. So there you go. Those are quite a bit, but those are my favorite of the reissues that came out in 2020. I'm hoping to see a lot of really cool reissues for 2021. Love to hear what you're looking forward to. What do you want to see come out this year? I mean, there's so many on my wish list. Skid Row's Subhuman Race would be great. Even Thick Skin would be cool. Vince Neil's first solo album would be awesome. Motley Crue self-titled finally getting a official release would be fantastic. I'd like to see him dig deeper into the Rhino Bucket. That's a pipe dream because not too many people know Rhino Bucket, sadly, but I would love to see them reissue those albums on vinyl. Every Mother's Nightmare second album, they were promising a vinyl for a couple years now, and it hasn't happened. I would love to see them finally reissue that. Just so many. Obviously, Garth Brooks, I'd like to hear him announce the second of the box set series so that we can get his first album, Rope in the Wind, maybe Sevens, things like that he didn't include in the first box release. That'd be nice to see some of those. And Chris Gaines, let's put Chris Gaines out, Garth. I know a lot of people pan that album, but it is super good. If you don't look at it as a Garth album, it's a great album. Check that one out if you haven't in a while. But let me hear what your thoughts are. What do you want to see come out on vinyl as a reissue in 2021? Who knows what we're going to see? I don't know if there's a list out there yet, but I got my fingers crossed. Some killer 90s metal, 80s glam rock, all that stuff is going to get some reissues. They've been doing a great job so far. There's still a lot to come. Some Warrant would be great. See Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinking Rich get a reissue, or Dog Eat Dog. So many things. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode on 2020 reissues and my favorite ones. What are some of your favorite reissues from 2020? I don't do a lot of jazz and stuff, so maybe some people want to throw some jazz reissues that came out there. I know Blue Note's doing a really big series that a lot of people are digging. Some that maybe is out there. Lots of Britney Spears stuff got reissued. I really enjoyed those as well. I picked those up. So tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and if you're new, hit that subscribe button. I'd love to have you along for the ride. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, keep spinning, vinyl friends.